The most common question I get in my office is, should I end my relationship? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I keep working on it or should I call it quits? And unfortunately, I can't answer any of these questions for you because deep down, I think you know this is your decision and it's your decision only. Some YouTube videos will say things like, if they say this, leave. Whereas you and I know that it's not just one sentence that ends a relationship. It's something you want to be doing intentionally and carefully and mindfully. So in this video, I'm going to share 7 questions that you can ask yourself. And I'm going to walk you through step by step each of these questions so that you can make sure that you're not being reactive and you're being intentional and deliberate about walking through a process to make sure that you haven't left a single stone unturned. My name is Laura Silverstein. I'm a couples therapist outside of Philadelphia, and I've been helping couples with this since 1995, both individually and together with a couple. So I really do know how to help you through this. Oftentimes, thinking about ending a relationship causes what I call mental paralysis. It's a state of feeling stuck between should I go, should I stay? It's a limbo. And if you stay in this place, it's going to cause resentment and hurt feelings and unnecessary suffering. The paralysis is probably coming from the fact that you're focusing on things that are out of your control. And that's why you feel powerless and that's why you're caught. Okay. Most of the time when we're thinking about leaving somebody, we're thinking about them. We're thinking about things they said. We're thinking about things they did. We're trying to decide if we should put up with it. We're trying to decide if they're capable of changing. We're sitting there putting so much mental time and energy into your partner and what they are doing or saying. Thing to think about here, which is question number 1, what do I want? And once you have that question, then is a process of thinking about how to move forward to see whether or not you might be able to get the very thing that you want. Okay, so that's question number 1. Now, this next question is going to help you speed up your decision making. Okay, and this question is for you, especially if you're thinking maybe things will get better when X, Y, or Z happens. And when we're in love with somebody's potential, instead of being in love with who they are today, it's a setup for you because you're going to be disappointed. And it's a setup for your partner because they may not actually have the same goals of changing in the way that you want to change them. Okay. So question number 2 is very clear. Am I waiting for my partner to change? Or do I love them right now today just for sitting there? And maybe we can work to make things a little bit better. But fundamentally, I do love who they are today instead of loving them for the potential. Okay, so that's question number 2. So the third question is the absolute reverse. You deserve unconditional love. You also deserve to be loved just for sitting there. Perhaps your partner is the one who's waiting for you to change. So question number 3 in a nutshell is, do you feel loved for who you are? Or do you feel like somebody wants you to be somebody else? Okay. I know this is hard to think about, but you deserve unconditional love. And so does your partner. And you might need to find that with somebody else, or you might be able to align your goals that are more realistically. Okay. And that's the question to be thinking about. So now in question number 4, we're going to go from the abstract down to the concrete. And we're going to be talking about what is actually said out loud. This question is all about communication skills. Most people just want their partner to know how they feel without having to say it out loud. They don't want to have to ask for things because if they ask for things, it just doesn't feel as wonderful as if your partner knew what you wanted and gave it to you without you having to ask. And there's a dynamic that can happen where sometimes it feels insincere or it doesn't feel real if you have to ask for it. The reality of the matter is, if you don't ask for what you need, your partner doesn't know what to give you. So you're much less likely to get it. So question number 4 is, have you asked for what you need clearly, directly, and respectfully? And if you haven't, or if you need some communication training, check out some of my other videos. I've got all kinds of videos about how to ask for what you need without being critical, how to respond to criticism without defensiveness. You guys might not need to break up. You might just need to brush up on your communication skills, which would be really good news. Okay. But make sure that you don't just let that hang. Okay. Communication skills really can make a difference in turning things around when there is deep fundamental love. Okay, question 5 is a little harder Because question 5 is all about making sure that you are not only thinking about the negative things about your relationship. Sometimes there's a momentum of kind of anger and disappointment that kind of gets you thinking about, I need to leave this person and I don't need to put up with this stuff. And that's the momentum that can bring you to have a really painful conversation. So, what I encourage all my clients to do is think about their future. What would it be like to have less time with your kids? What would it be like to not see your partner's extended family? What are your finances going to be like? What is your living arrangement going to be like? What items are you going to lose out on, or pets? These are questions that might seem irrelevant in the middle of a fight when you're really angry. If you do leave and you haven't thought about what it's going to be like, then you might ping pong back and forth, and you separate, and then you miss all of those great things. You come back and it really hurts a relationship, and a lot of back and forth, back and forth. Okay. So mentally, what I encourage you to do is to try it on for size. Think about, what would my world be like if we were to break up? Okay. So the question to ask yourself is, what will your life look like if it is truly over? On the other side of the fights, the breakups, the separation process, what is your life going to look like separated from this person? Okay. I know this is hard. Hang in there with me. Before we go to the final question, number 6 is all about what I call a Hail Mary pass. What is that? A Hail Mary pass are putting all your eggs in one basket and trying to make things work. So an example of a Hail Mary pass would be an intensive couples therapy session. We do them here at my office. My husband does them. Teresa Thompson is brilliant couples therapist. She does them. And what that is basically you sit down, and instead of going to therapy once a week, every week, or every 2 weeks, it's like all in. You take a couple days off work and you do a full assessment and you dive into your issues. So that's a couples therapy, intensive assessment and treatment. And then you could also do like a spiritual retreat, unplugging from all the distractions in your life and just being alone with your partner and seeing how that feels. Some people do a vacation, an exotic vacation, having fun and having pleasure together. Okay, so that's the Hail Mary pass. So question number 6 is just simply, have I taken my Hail Mary pass? The biggest kickback to this is usually finances. It's expensive. There's a lot of logistics. I will say, depending on where you are in your life, if you're married, if you have kids, if you have a mortgage, a Hail Mary pass is usually a lot cheaper than a divorce. But I don't even know if it makes sense to be thinking in that way. Okay, but that's question number 5. That's question number 6. Question number 7 is a totally different ball of wax, because what we're going to be talking about is your gut in this question. All the other questions are, have you considered this? Have you thought about this? What do you feel? And in this last question, I just want you to ask yourself, have you made a decision? Have you made a decision? Ask yourself that, and maybe even pause the video. Have you made a decision? If you have, and it's just about fear of saying it out loud, then I'm working on another video. I'm gonna publish that in a week or so, which is all about how do you respectfully and amicably break up with somebody that you love. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask them. I can't give relationship advice about your specific situations, but I definitely am here and open to talking you through as much as I can in general terms about what I know about how to help people. Okay. I have compassion for you and appreciation for your commitment to doing this in such a mindful, thoughtful manner. Okay. So I will see you in the next video.